Aaron Manning said you guys were chasing shadows a little bit in the first half. What does that mean from explain that one to us?
Chasing shadows. So that was my first time ever hearing that also. So it'll probably definitely be something to take in ourselves and just figure out what we're going on with it. It was our first time hearing it. Maybe we're talking about from an execution standpoint, where they're doing what we're doing.
Maybe it was something like they've got a new coordinator where they had some misdirection things and you felt like they...
Absolutely. And that's still on us. We still need to execute our standards better for our execution, but absolutely.
Coach talked about the nervy start, obviously tied 10-10, then come out, outscore them 35-7, I want to say, in the second half. Just talk about what was the message at halftime?
Just coming out, halftime, you always start 0-0. Something that Coach Diaz says a lot is play the next play, and that's something that we came out in halftime and tried to execute. Just playing up to our standards and our execution level. Just realizing that the first half is gone. There's nothing we can do about it. So we came out, we played the next play in our execution and played to our standards, and that's what helped us a lot in the second half. Thank you.
What did you like the most about the defensive work, like as a whole?
Something I liked about the defense was that it felt like we bought in to the scheme and to the coaching staff this year. It feels good having the same defensive coordinator and the same coaching staff. So it was just something that we had to learn last year was to trust the scheme and trust who's coaching us. And I think that's something that we did tonight, although our execution does need to be better on the defensive side of the ball.
What was your overall assessment of the run defense in the first half versus second half? I believe like 116 yards rushing in the first. In the second half, I believe less than 50. What was just your overall assessment of the run defense?
Like I mentioned before, just we weren't playing up to our standards and we weren't executing where we needed to execute. We came out and we played the next play in the second half, and that's what caused us to have a better run defense.
Speaking of coordinators, they had a new offensive coordinator, a guy with a lot of experience.
Yeah.
What, if anything, were they doing? So obviously you don't have any tape on them. What, if anything, were they doing that maybe you weren't expecting?
Yeah, first off, let's give credit to Elon's coaching staff and their players. They executed where they needed to execute, and they had great players on that side of the ball. Like you mentioned before, film was something that we harped on a lot, just having a different coordinator for this year than the previous years. And so just coming out and trying to execute what we watched on film and what we practiced and realizing that we had to make adjustments. But those adjustments were just our standards, just being faster, leveraging, tackling, coming out with more execution.
Seems like they had some success taking advantage of Duke's aggressiveness with some misdirection. Is that what you saw on the field?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I mentioned, they have good players and they have good coaches, and they did misdirection things that work for them. But at the end of the day, that's on our leverage and our tackling. If we do better at that and we execute our plays better, that's what'll help us win more games in the future.
Is there a little bit of a weight that comes off of you now that you've got game one out of the way?
I mean, absolutely. Like, it's always nervous for anybody. For freshmen, you're nervous because this can be the first game you're going in. For middle guys, you could be nervous because your job has maybe increased. For older guy like myself, you realize you just played 1 out of 12 guaranteed. So I do feel like we were nervous in the beginning, and I do feel like a little bit of weight has come off. But absolutely, it was a little bit nerve-wracking, I think, for the team.
Elon's first 3 drives, kind of ended in really big sacks. What can you kind of say about the fiery start that the team got off to?
Like I mentioned, they had good plays and good coaches and had great execution. That's more so on us to block to our standards. But on defense also, just giving that fire to the offense. We should have came out and started better and started faster so that offense could have just had the momentum that they should have had.
You mentioned the offense, and what does it mean to get stops knowing that you're giving the ball back to such a prolific offense as tonight?
It means everything. That's what we pride ourselves on, to go 3 and out. And we understand that it's not always the case, but we also understand that we need to make that the case, and that needs to be our standard in order to give the ball back. Like you mentioned, we have such an efficient offense, and so getting those stops is what's going to help us win games.
Having gone against the offense for the last month, how much stock do you take when you're actually on the sideline and watching them?
A lot. I trust them. We all trust them with everything we have. Like mentioned before, they're efficient, they're prolific. So, I mean, at the end of the day, like I just mentioned, we get the ball back to them. We know we're in good hands, and so that's our job as defense.
Is it fun to actually watch Darian and those
Yes.
guys from the sideline instead of trying to be
all
on the
of them,
field?
all of them. We watch the O-line, tight ends, wide receivers, Darian. It's fun to watch all of them because we know how much work we put in as a team. We know how much work they put in. And so to just see them come out here and practice and put into perfection what they do, it's extremely fun to watch.
Any other questions for Aaron?